Welcome to the Itchy Techie channel. In this video, I am going to show you some advanced features in Windows 11. You may already know the new look of the File Explorer, Settings window, Snap Windows, etc. You can see more advanced features if you deep dive into Windows 11. Of course, some of the features are available in Windows 10. Let's have a look at a few advanced features. Delivery optimization, advanced options. Start settings, Windows Update, advanced options, delivery optimization, advanced options. Delivery optimization allows you to share already downloaded Windows updates and apps with other devices on your local network. Delivery optimization is enabled by default for peer-to-peer sharing on the local network. Specifically, all the devices must be behind the same NAT. This feature works similarly to torrent services. In Windows 10 and older Windows versions, it was not this easy to control download Windows updates this much. You can limit to allow downloads from your local network or to devices on the internet in your local network. Your PC won't upload content to other devices on the internet when Windows detects you are on a metered network. There are several settings you can manage using advanced options. You can use absolute bandwidth for downloading uploads. And you can limit the bandwidth for background downloading updates and downloading updates in the foreground. Or you can specify a percentage of measured bandwidth. The upload settings allow you to control delivery optimization. You can limit how much bandwidth is used for uploading updates to other PCs on the internet, and you can specify the monthly upload limit, which is a maximum of 500 GB and a minimum of 5 GB. You can use the graph for easy understanding of the current upload's bandwidth usage. Delivery optimization, activity monitor. Start settings, Windows Update, advanced options, delivery optimization, activity monitor. With the activity monitor option, you can view a chart of your download statistics and upload statistics. For download statistics, you can view downloads from Microsoft Cache Server, from PCs on your local network, and PCs on the internet. And you can see the average download speeds for user-initiated downloads and background downloads. For upload statistics, you can see the chart for uploads to PCs on the internet and uploads to PCs on your local network. You can view this from the Activity Monitor window in the Delivery Optimization feature. Network data usage. Start settings, network and internet, and advanced network settings, data usage. You can view data usage statistics in order by the app with this feature. The data usage window in advanced network settings lets you manage data usage. It shows the total data used for the last 30 days by each network adapter. And you can view data usage by each network adapter and apps separately. Select the network adapter from the list to switch between each other. And you can reset the data usage manually. Also, you can limit data usage using the Enter Limit button. You can select from monthly, one time, or allow unlimited data usage options. You can set the duration allowed to use the given data limit. With the monthly option, you can select the date of the month to reset the cycle. With one-time option, you can set how many days to expire given the data limit from today. You can allow the expiry date up to 60 days. After saving the data restrictions, you can see the used amount of data and data left for usage and the number of days to expire on the data usage windows. And unlimited option allows you to use data unlimited for a given number of days from today up to 28 days. Also, you can switch to metered connection option to limit data usage by apps. For example, auto-downloading Windows updates will stop with this option. You can set up separate data limits for different adapters like for Wi-Fi, LAN, etc. From the Advanced Network Settings window, you can view the live data sent and data received in bytes. Yes, that makes no sense at all by seeing data transfers in bytes. And the status of the adapter, link speed, and duration of the link enabled. You can rename the adapter if you like. From additional properties, you can edit IP and DNS details using their respective edit buttons. It shows brief information about the adapter. Hardware and connection properties. Start settings, network and internet. Advanced network settings, hardware and connection properties. You can use the Hardware and Connection Properties option in the Advanced Network Settings window to view more details. It shows all the details of the hardware and connections. Using the Copy button, you can get a copy of this information to the clipboard to save it to a file or email later. The network reset feature will remove then reinstall all your network adapters and set other networking components back to their original settings. You might need to reinstall other networking software afterward, such as VPN client software or virtual switches. The Reset Now option will show you a message with shutdown information of your PC. Or you can restart the PC to take effects immediately. After restarting, you can see the device information, MAC address, and IP address are not changed. But you can see the data usage statistics have reset, and the data usage limit is deleted. Storage Sense. Navigate to Settings, System and select Storage to open this feature. Storage Sense monitors your system for old and unused files and actively removes them regularly. For example, if you have files in your recycle bin that have been there for more than 30 days, you won't have to delete them manually because this feature will take care of them. Please go through my previous video on Storage Sense, automatically free up your disk space for detailed review. Where new content is saved option. This option changes the location that your apps, documents, music, pictures, videos, and maps saved by default. You need to have more than one drive, partition, to use this feature. You can select the drive from the drop-down relevant to your choice and the folder is automatically created in the selected drive in a folder with your username. You can change the drive again if you want. It will not delete the already created folders from the previously selected drive. Storage spaces. Storage spaces helps protect your data from drive failures and extend storage over time as you add drives to your PC. You can use storage spaces to group 2 or more drives together in a storage pool and then use capacity. When you create a new storage pool, it shows all the unformatted devices connected to the PC. You can select the disks to add to the pool. You can give a suitable name. After creating the pool, you need to create storage space. You can give it a name. Then you need to specify the size of the storage space. The next setting is resiliency. It has few options, namely, simple, two-way mirror, three-way mirror, parity, and dual parity. Simple spaces are designed for increased performance but don't protect your files from drive failure. They're best for temporary data such as video rendering files, image editor scratch files, and intermediary compiler object files. Mirror spaces are designed for increased performance and protect your files from drive failure by keeping multiple copies. Two-way mirror spaces make 2 copies of your files and can tolerate 1 drive failure, while 3-way mirror spaces can tolerate 2 drive failures. Mirror spaces are better for storing a broad range of data, from a general-purpose file share to a VHD library. Two-way mirror spaces require at least 2 drives, and 3-way mirror spaces require at least 5. Parity spaces are designed for storage efficiency and protect your files from drive failure by keeping multiple copies. Parity spaces are best for archival data and streaming media, like music and videos. This storage layout requires at least 3 drives to protect you from a single drive failure and at least 7 drives to protect you from 2 drive failures. The created storage space shows like a new volume. You can give a name, drive for this volume and select the file system. Those options are available when you are formatting a USB pen drive. Also, you can mount the volume in a folder. For example, you can add a volume to Same Your Documents folder directly in a drive using this option. You can give a larger size for it than the capacity of the storage pool. Then later you can add more devices to the pool and increase the capacity. You can see the physical disks used to create the storage space. And you can create new storage spaces. Disks and volumes. You can view the structure and information of your disks and partitions, and the partition structure inside the disk and volumes feature. And disk size, type, status, file system information can be viewed. Sound settings. You can see several new settings are available for sound features. You can rename the speaker name. You can change the output sound bitrate of the speaker from the drop-down. You can select the best supported quality for your speakers. You can use Enhance Audio option to improve the sound quality. The spatial audio option can use to get a multi-dimensional sound experience that simulates a realistic environment. You can see the license details upon your selection. You can open the relevant application using more settings. You can switch between mono and stereo audio using the mono audio option. You can use pair a new output device to connect a Bluetooth wireless sound device. The next option is a sound input device, which is probably a microphone. You can rename the device, check for driver updates, and you can select the input bitrate or the quality of the microphone. You can test the input device using the Test Your Microphone option. You can use the volume mixer to manage input and output devices with apps. You might need better input and output equipment to get the most out of this feature, as you can nothing special shown for my setup. More sound settings options will take you to the old sound properties window. Other than these advanced settings, you can see some features that will make your life easier. Shake to minimize, restore. Sometimes you may need to open several windows, applications, browsers, etc. And you might need to minimize all except the currently working window. Of course, you can minimize every window one by one. But it takes a bit of time, and it interrupts your work. The easiest way is title bar Windows Shake. You need to do is only grab from the title bar of your window and shake. In simple words, click on the title bar and move the window here and there without releasing the mouse button. All the opened windows, apps are minimized to the taskbar except the window you are holding. How simple is that? You can do the same again to restore minimized windows again. You can turn on or turn off this option using the title bar Windows Shake switch in multitasking settings. This feature was available in Windows 10, but it was turned off by default. In Windows 11 it is turned on by default. Night light. Start settings, system, display, night light. Your display emits blue light, the kind of light you see during the day, which can keep you up at night. To help you get to sleep, turn on the night light and your display will show warmer colors at night that are easier on your eyes. You may see if you turn on this feature, the display colors change to warm colors. And you can increase or decrease the color strength. Schedule night light allows you to automate the night light switching using a given schedule or automatically with the sunset and sunrise. Snap windows. Start settings, system, multitasking. You can easily arrange opened windows in the desktop as per the given template, which allows you to multitask. You can view the presets when you hover the mouse pointer on the Restore button on the window title bar. You can turn on or off these presets with the Snap Windows switch in the multitasking window. And that is all for this video. Thank you and goodbye.